Bastille Day, or in this case, Bastille Night.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir. We are just walking into our little town of Exedoy, and hopefully you guys can see the castle still up on the hill, our local chateau. And we are promised fireworks and all kinds of a good time tonight. So let's see what happens, and we'll get a bit of footage and share our little French party with you. So it's our first real Bastille Day because we were here last year, but of course everything was shut down. So yeah, this is pretty cool.
It is. It's so nice to see the whole neighbors out, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a crowd, and it looks like a pretty good party.
It looks like we're late to the party too.
Yeah. We got some catching up to do.
Well, we think we found the fireworks. Apparently you could just walk right up to them here. So we're going to not do that and maybe move back a little bit and hope that the bats fare better.
Yeah, it doesn't look like
a beautiful evening.
They're lit up inside.
All right, we're very much doing the follow the local approach. Everyone seems to be migrating down to the end here, and there's a big crowd down the end. So I think we're going the right way.
I know it changed hands a number of times between the English and the French during the 100 years. So I'm out on my trusty old lawn tractor, just doing the field that's across the lane from our chateau. So this is the north end of the chateau. But the discovery we made a couple months ago was there was this big pile of bricks here. Obviously had been here for quite some time. They're overgrown, but they seem to be in really good shape. And we thought, since the pool is gone, that would be a great place for a fire pit. So I'm going to move some of these stones and take them over there, and we'll see if we can build a bit of a fire pit. They're a bit overgrown, but the stones seem to be in pretty good shape, and there's quite a few of them here, so let's get a pile. This is the spot where the pool was, and there was obviously a load of sand brought in and patted down here, so it's staying pretty stable at the moment. So we figure it's a good place to set up a fire pit. So I grabbed a bunch of stones from across the other field, or bricks, and we will start making a bit of an arrangement. Don't know if this is going to be enough though, so maybe I will go back for a second load. There's load number 2. It's amazing how many bricks are actually back here. I think we will have to look for other uses of these. There's the potential of looking at using these as well for the front terrace area where we have the stone that's chipping away. I don't know, it depends. We've got quite a bit of it, but I don't know if we have quite that much. I guess we'll have to wait and see. We've had a bit of a change of mind on the bricks that we found in the field across the road from us, which is it is our land, just in case anybody's concerned. But we were thinking, because they're actually paving stones, they're small paving bricks. They come in 3 different sizes. And because we obviously have a problem with our front step, with the stone all shattering there, we probably have enough to be able to replace that. So it makes more sense for us to do that. The sand that is under the old pool that we've had removed will make a perfect base for the stones as well. So we've got the material we need to be able to fix the front step, which would be awesome. And we can essentially do it for free. It's just a matter of doing the labor. I'm hoping that I'm able to borrow or rent a jackhammer off somebody and be able to carve up what's left in there and then put a nice layer of sand in and the bricks. And hopefully we can have a new front step, which would be awesome. And if there's bricks left over, then we'll do a fire pit in the hole that's left when we dig the sand out. But I think the opportunity to fix that with the materials that we have available to us is too good to pass up. So we're going to do that instead. So you can clearly see we've got 3 different sizes of stone here, 3 different piles. And when linked together, they actually create all sorts of different patterns. So we'll have to figure out a pattern that will work. Seems that we've got more of the larger stones than we do of anything else, so that's a good thing. We just need to figure out how many we need of the rest.
You've got a lot of kit on. On a very warm day.
It is a very hot day today, yes, and I'm hopefully going to get some of this done before the sun comes around the corner. But Stephanie at Lalonde was very kind to let us borrow her jackhammer. And I'm going to take an attempt at getting this stone up so that we can put the paving bricks down, layer of sand first, then the paving bricks down, and finally tidy this area up, which would be a real bonus because it's crumbling apart.
We don't know that there's enough for everything yet. I'm just going to swing around this way. I don't know that there's everything for this whole space, so we're just going to focus on right in front of the stairs for now.
Yeah, I'm essentially going to try and cut out the rectangle that's in front of the stairs and put the stones in there. It's where the worst part is anyway. And then we'll see where we are. We do have quite a few bricks, fortunately, so we should be able to cover that area without any problem.
Yeah.
And then we'll see where we go from there.
Exactly, but at least we'll solve this little, it's not quite a hazard, but it's getting there, right? So, yeah.
The fun part is I've never used a jackhammer before.
Oh, gosh.
So I'm using all the safety equipment.
Good idea. I think our viewers will be pleased.
Yes. Yeah, no, I'm not taking any chances with something this powerful. So
yeah.
But it should be fun.
Okay.
We'll see where we go.
Okay. See everyone? All the safety equipment.
Yeah. I want to be sure.
Ear defenders, face mask, gloves. Here goes.
Well, I guess I'm feeling manly today, but that thing seems to be cutting through quite nicely. Should make relatively short work of this. It is heavy though, I'll give it that. And the sun is starting to creep around, and I think as soon as the sun hits this part of the chateau, I'm going to be done for the day, because I'm already sweating. It's going to be a hot one, and I think this is going to take a few days, but it's coming along nicely. First go around with the jackhammer is proving to be really successful. So it's going from this, which is the stone that we're going to keep for now, into lots of rubble and giving me a nice good trench that I can dump some sand in, level out, and get the stones in. Lots to go still, but it's going quite nicely. Now that I'm getting the hang of it, it's going even better. You know, when we moved from Canada, one thing I was looking forward to is no longer having to shovel piles and piles of snow in the wintertime. I've shifted from shoveling snow to shoveling stones. I don't think I got a better deal. As you can see, the sun is starting to sneak around the corner. So I think I will call it quits for the day, but I think we've got a pretty damn good start. As I say, here's the original. We managed to break up all that so far. And it's coming out quite nicely. I think, you know, there's some stubborn bits, but I think once I clear out the rubble, then I can get in and use the jackhammer to cut up the rest of it. And hopefully I can get started on this in a couple of days. And it'll all look so much nicer and so much tidier when it's done. Well, it's day 2. The sun is once again not on the main terrace, so I'm going to give another hour or two to break up the rest of this. Hopefully I can get the most of it chopped up today, and then it's a matter of just clearing up the stone and moving on to the second part. Okay, day 2 progress. It may not look pretty, but quite frankly, it feels a lot safer than it did with the stones all breaking up. It's coming up nicely. I think a little bit more work just to get the base and some of this concrete up, and then I can start laying the sand and put the bricks in. So hopefully I can get onto this weekend and fingers crossed get it done. Meanwhile, one more load to go back to the back of the barn. I think this is my 3rd or 4th load today, so you know, I'm getting sweaty, and you can see the sun is starting to make its way around the corner. So time to go in for the day. So I'm continuing to work on the front stones, try and get those replaced. You might be able to see behind me, I've gotten good headway on breaking up the stone that was there. So now I'm going to, well, just get rid of the last little bits that are there, and then start pouring the sand in so that I can put a nice flat base on which to put the stones. I'm going to try and find a couple of things in the barn. I believe I saw at one point that we have a heavy roller, which would be great for compacting the sand. So let's see if I can find that. Okay, so we have a horse barn in the Chateau barn here. If you haven't seen it before, here's our wonderful barn. Absolutely adore it. But in the horse barn, oh, sorry, it's gonna be a bit dark in here. I believe I found a roller. Yep, there we go. There we go. I think I've finally gotten it down to a place where I can start putting the sand in. So this, as I say, came out quite well, thanks in large part to the jackhammer. That was absolutely brilliant. But my idea now is that I'm going to grab the sand that we have that was under the old pool, dump a layer of sand in here and get it nice and flat, grade it properly, and then grab these bricks over here and create a new patio out in front of the steps, which will be a lot safer and I think will look a lot better than it did before. For those that haven't seen the last couple of vlogs, we had a above ground swimming pool that was sitting here next to the chateau, which is right there. And we had a lovely couple who came and picked it up from us because we were no longer going to use it. But below was this patch of sand. And as soon as I saw that, I thought, you know what? Patio, or the stones that I'm putting down out in front of the chateau, needed a good base. And since this sand is already here and ready and available and free, why not use it? So I'm going to take some of the sand and take it down to the front and lay a nice base for the stones to sit on. Let's go. Load of sand, number one. We'll see how many of these barrels it takes to actually fill this hole. So apparently it's not going to take too much of that sand to actually fill in the area and create a nice base. Of course, this needs to be compacted down a little bit as well and, you know, create a relatively solid base to put the stones in, but You know, it's nice. I don't think we're gonna need too much more sand to be able to do that. Hopefully one, maybe two more barrels full. Well, we're almost full. You know, I've always wanted beachfront property. Maybe we'll just leave it like this. What do you think? The chateau with beachfront. Well, first line went in, and it seems to have gone in quite clean. I had to chip away a little bit of the stone that was underneath it so that it stayed flat. But once that first layer is in, the rest should go in nice and easy. So here we go. Hopefully we'll have a new walkway by this afternoon. Progress is being made. About halfway there now, which is awesome. Maybe a little over half. And it's coming along really nicely. In fact, I can walk on it and it doesn't move. That's always a good sign. We'll see how long the bricks last. The piles are going down quickly, but we might need a few more, and that's okay. There's a few more still in the field across the road. So here we go. Final push. So the brickwork at the front is going along quite well, but I have actually run out of the square bricks. Now I'm going to take a look in where I got them from, and hopefully there's more there. I believe there are, but I'm going to have to go and grab a barrel load of those before I can finish up. But let's give you a shot of what it looks like right now. There you go. Needs a bit of cleanup, obviously, a little brush, but it's starting to look really good. I think it's going to really improve the look of the front of the chateau. It's at nothing else, it's going to be a lot safer than the stones that were there before. And this might not be a permanent solution. This was a solution that was available to us at the moment. But, you know, we've talked about cobblestones and other options. And, you know, you might notice that there's quite an angle that goes from here down to there, and that is graded the way it's supposed to. I followed the grade that was there before, so we get a lot of rain that goes this way, so the water will be able to go away from the house. It's also graded towards me so that the water runs away from the house. So we'll test that in a few days when we're supposed to get a bit of rain, but generally pretty happy with the way things are going so far. Okay, after about 6 days of solid work, I can finally reveal that the step is done. It looks great. I'm very happy with it, and here you go. So there you go. All of the stones are in place. It's created a nice flat surface, a lot safer than it used to be. I still need to get the sand in between the cracks, and I will probably put a bit of concrete around the edges just to seal it all in. But yeah, there we go. Brand new entranceway. And all it cost us was a bit of sweat equity and a couple of pairs of work gloves, because I've gone through those ones. But yeah, the stones we found in the field across the way, and the sand was underneath the old swimming pool. So all it took was a little bit of effort. And there you go, the new entrance. All right, let's see what Sarah thinks. Sarah? So?
Look what you've done. Oh my God, it looks so good.
Yeah? You happy?
I'm very happy. That is a lot of work to put in a very hot temperature, and I might say quite smoky today because the smoke from the wildfires is coming over.
Yeah.
But this looks so much better than it did.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy.
Oh my gosh.
It came in, it went down quite well, so
Yeah.
you know, hopefully the grading is done right. Looks like it is, at least to my eye.
Yeah. Well, it matches what was there before, which I think is, you know, the important thing, right?
That's the key. Yeah. Yeah, at least where the edges hit lines up to the stones that are there. So there we go.
And I think your bit at the end, sort of making up for the lack of the square tiles, I think that makes a nice little border, a nice little differentiator. So I think that worked out really well too.
Yeah, so what happened was the little square tiles, or square stones here, we ran out of them. So I decided just to finish off with the bigger ones, the rectangular ones, and I just did that in 2 layers back from the step. So
Are you gonna fill in the cracks with the sand? I think that's the thing you do with this, right?
yeah, that's the plan next, is to fill in the cracks, and then we'll just figure out how to edge it so that it all stays in place.
Awesome.
But it shouldn't move very far anyway. You know, you can see me moving, like it's not going anywhere, even on the edge steps. So, you know, hopefully this will last us another 100 years.
Well,
all
at
right.
least until we get cobbles or something like that.
Exactly.
It's a lot less dangerous than it was. So
yeah.
It's a huge improvement.
Awesome.
Thank you very much, love. Good job.
So something that's super exciting and very heavy. We now have a upcycle, downcycle, however you want to call it, transformer, so that we can use heavier duty appliances that we brought from Canada without blowing any fuses.
Such as?
Such as your serger.
Yay! So thank you to the people in the comments who suggested that.
Yeah.
That is definitely a more economical option than replacing my serger. So
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And we got lighting systems and a few other things, projector and stuff like that can also use it. So it will definitely get used.
Yeah, great
Awesome.
idea. So thanks.
Come stay with us the end of August and make some really cool art. No experience needed. Plus,
Ditch the distractions and leave the daily details to us. Come right for November.